Hello, Lida.
Hello, Calvin. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, my dear Lida. How are you doing today?
I'm good today. I am.
That is awesome. What an honor and a privilege to sit here with you tonight. It's nighttime in South Africa. I know it's daytime in Vancouver Island. So yeah, we're so excited to have you. I do these presentations as a way of introducing the opportunity of ONPASSIVE to my brothers and sisters in South Africa and globally as well, because ONPASSIVE we are global. So I do the invitations so that people can see that ONPASSIVE is a real company with real people, a real, real company that's really going to change people's lives. So let me just greet my audience, and then I will hand it over to you. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all who are going to be watching this presentation, wherever you are in the world. My name is Calvin Mosiooa. I'm coming live from South Africa in Johannesburg. I am sitting with my special guest here today, a lady who also does her own show. It's called The Takeaway with Tyra. Also, the TN Grow Wealth Together. This is a lady who does a lot for ONPASSIVE. And really, these are leaders who inspire us to become who we are today. Because when we joined ONPASSIVE, we found them already on the mission to spread the word about ONPASSIVE. So today, it is absolutely a privilege to be sitting with you here. Can you just kindly introduce yourself, please, leader?
Of course, Calvin. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I sure appreciate it. It's always exciting to be on the other side of the chair because usually I'm the interviewer. So,
Yes.
as Calvin said earlier, I'm Tyra Nieberg. I'm on Vancouver Island, BC, in Canada. And I have been a founding member, a very proud founding member of ONPASSIVE since July 2020. And it has been an exciting journey. When I joined, there was about 187,000 people. And we're coming close to the 950,000 founders. So I'm telling you, folks, this is an exciting company to be a part of, for certain.
Yes, absolutely. The one way that I picked out there, a proud founder of ONPASSIVE, because we are all very proud to be founders in this incredible company that is created by this man with a massive heart, a heart like no other in business, Mr. Ash Mofare. He has given humanity a gift that is going to last us for generations to come. Thank you so much, my leader. Now, most of the time, Tyra, when we speak about ONPASSIVE, a lot of people ask, what really is ONPASSIVE? So I would like to pose that question to you in your own ways, because I know that it might be that we all define ONPASSIVE differently, because there are certainly a lot of moving parts in ONPASSIVE. So in your ways, what is ONPASSIVE to you, my leader, Tyra?
That is an excellent question. And indeed, answering that is as diverse as someone giving their story of how they have come upon this company. When I think about what ONPASSIVE is, it's so much more. We say it's an AI tech company, it's fully automated, it's a done for you system, but yet, that only barely scratches the surface, if you will, because it is huge. It's like those things we see on TV with these little icebergs floating in the ocean, and then they go underneath and they show us the iceberg underneath, and the top shows this much, but the rest of it is just huge underneath. And that is ONPASSIVE. It is a way for people to come in for such an incredible, economically priced product with you know, you have your 50 different products growing. So to be able to come in for $97 USA and become a founding member it's really mind-blowing. For me in North America, $97 US will maybe get me and my husband a dinner out, maybe. Okay, I understand for other countries, $97 means a lot different. You know, to be able to enter in and be a founding member, like consider for a minute, if you back in the day were part of some of these social platforms, social Facebooks or Instagram or YouTube, and became a founder, or when Google began, or when Amazon began. I mean, my goodness, folks, can you imagine what your net worth would be today if you had been a founder back then? So to try to describe ONPASSIVE, so it's all that. It's going to take care of your bottom line. It's going to help you deal with your own personal financial freedom, time freedom. But oh my goodness, like consider if my dream to maybe buy a home or a car or any of these kinds of things that we might want in our life, now all of a sudden you have them. So once you have them, aren't you going to start looking around at, well, now what can I do? You know, so ONPASSIVE is so diverse in that all of a sudden I have an opportunity to not only look after myself, my family, but now I can look out and I can look at neighbors and communities that may be struggling. How can I help in there? Maybe I can look globally, and there's things I can get involved with, because consider it, folks, your stuff is looked after. And ONPASSIVE is set up in such a way, like Ash Mufaro, we can't say enough of. As you come in as a founder and you come to the webinars and you get to know our CEO, you're going to hear his heart, and his heart is for humanity. So how can we come in with an attitude of greed and say, well, yeah, it's just about me and I just want this, and who cares about the rest of the people? You can't. Coming into ONPASSIVE, your heart opens up, because you begin to see this gentleman has set us up in a way that we're each going to succeed as founders. Then we're going to help those around us. So ONPASSIVE is the iceberg under the water that we don't see, Calvin.
Absolutely, my leader Tyra. You know, there is so much, you know, that is put in place with this company, and then when we sit and try to describe it, we can only really scratch the surface, because this is just a huge opportunity that is presented to us, and I think a lot of people are still struggling to actually grasp the humanity that is behind this whole opportunity. I mean, what ONPASSIVE is really, I mean, you mentioned when you know, Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook, Google was started, Amazon started somewhere. What happened really with those other companies is after they were launched, after they were created, and then when they were already in business, what they just did was offer shares to certain people, and people bought shares in companies that were already up and running. But now ONPASSIVE, Mr. Mufaro says, here's an opportunity to come and become a founder before we go to the public, you know, because the company didn't pre-launch. So that is an absolutely amazing opportunity that somebody can come and say, here's a company that I'm creating. All that you need to do, here's my vision. If you can see the vision, come and join us, become a founder before we even start. That is a head start. That is gonna certainly give us, the founders, we certainly gonna be that 1%, you know, of people in the company when the company has gone public, because we're projecting that we're going to be getting millions and millions of customers. So it's incredible, really, what Mr. Ashmufara has presented us with this absolutely amazing opportunity. Wow, it's just mind-boggling, mind-boggling, mind-boggling.
Yes, true.
That's just, it's just so
Yeah.
hard to believe that we are so blessed in such a way that, what really have we done to deserve this kind of luck and generosity to be at that right time, at that right place at the right time? Because, I mean,
Indeed.
obviously, somebody introduced us to ONPASSIVE, and then a lot of other people, when you speak to them about ONPASSIVE, they just take the invitation and they just shove it in the dustbin as if that is nothing that is important. But those of us who took the invitation went and actually sat in the webinars and listened to Mr. Ashmufara speak what his vision is. You just become blown away, and you cannot help but, get caught up in his vision and really, really say, I really want to join this gentleman. Wherever he's going, I'm going with him.
It's amazing. It's truly amazing. Folks, if you've been sitting on the fence with this, I want to really encourage you. There's no reason that you can't get so much information about ONPASSIVE, and do your due diligence if you're concerned about spending $97 US. And the other thing is, even if you come in and you get that access that we give you to the back office and all our webinars, all our information, all kinds of links, you look around for 5 days or 14 days or maybe 29 days, and you say, you know what, this isn't for me, hey, we'll gladly give your money back, because you know what, we are looking for visionaries, people that are ready. I love to say, and I say this often in my group, that this is the new normal. This ONPASSIVE is the new normal, because business was done in such a way before that we struggled. We all had to try to make it happen ourselves, and that's not going to happen with ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE literally is going to do it all for us. And we hear that often from gurus and many different leaders. Oh, it's done for you. It's done for you. But then you get in and you see, oh, wait a second, I have to advertise. Oh, I need more money. Oh, I have to auto ship. Or, oh, I have to, there's all these things that just constantly are piling up. Money we're putting out, but yet we're struggling to bring the money in. And ONPASSIVE will truly, with the AI technology, will truly build a business for you. You can begin to pre-build. You can share it with friends and family or whoever you want. But if you want to be passive, ONPASSIVE will build for you. So we say it's win-win, and it truly is.
Most definitely, it is a win-win situation. I mean, where have you ever had a business that says, come and learn what we do, and then if it is not for you, no question is asked, we will gladly refund you the money that you spent. I mean, it doesn't get better than that, But one thing that I've seen in the 10 months that I've been working with ONPASSIVE is that, most of us, let me just speak for myself, but I know that other leaders as well, when we were introduced to ONPASSIVE, we just came in for the money part of it. Everybody wants to make money on the internet, because we know that people are making lots and lots of money on the internet. But what we did not know is just that only that 3%, that makes it online. The 90% of us, you were quite right. You get these gurus who claim that they will show you this. You must buy this software. They will teach you how to do this. And it never happens, because what happens eventually, your money runs dry and nothing comes out of it. So now we came to ONPASSIVE looking for that opportunity to make money. But once we are inside, oh my God, we start seeing a totally different picture of the business. Now it's no longer about money, because we know that the apples are taken care of. That is a done deal. Now we
Yeah.
start looking at ways now to what are we going to do to change humanity? What are we going to do? You did mention earlier that you start looking around. Is there somebody in your neighborhood that is going to bed hungry? Is there a child in your neighborhood that walks to school without proper shoes? Then
Yes.
because that is who our CEO is, and then we cannot help but become him. Oh, just lovely.
Well said, Calvin. Well said.
That's lovely. Just lovely. Now, my leader, like most of us, somebody told you about ONPASSIVE, somebody showed you, somebody invited you. And then when you got that invitation, what was it that said to you, Tyra, you are joining this? What was it about ONPASSIVE that made you join ONPASSIVE?
Well, there's so many different kinds of people in this world. And I've often said, and you've heard it say, that when people get married, it's opposites that attract. My strengths or weakness help my husband's strength and weakness, and we work together well, right?
Absolutely.
So
yes.
For me, I'm not a big thinker, like a big deep, and I'm not extremely analytic. So when I got this invitation to ONPASSIVE, and I read that it said AI technology online, I barely got through that and I signed up, because it's like, I know I've worked online. I've tried to earn online. I have friends that have worked for years online and barely got out of the red in trying to earn money. I know that the money is online. And I mean, look what's gone on globally in the last couple of years in our world, and how people have more and more gone online. Businesses have gone online, because if you're not there, you may not get seen in your brick and mortar. So for me, when I saw that, man, I jumped in with both feet. I didn't care what it was. I paid and I got in. And then I went to my husband and I said, "Hey, honey, guess what I did?" And he's much more a thinker. He's much more analytic. And he said, "What did you do?" And I said, "Come on, it's $97 US. What's the big deal, And he hooed and hawed, and he was a skeptic for months and months. But as I kept learning, as I kept talking to him about it, he realized, like, we are sitting on something major. And so, of course, he became a member also. Whether you're a quick draw like I was, or whether you're more analytic, it's such, how can I say this? It's so worth it. We hear that term, it's a no-brainer. And I don't mean to say that with any disrespect, because many people, like my husband, really think things through. But yet, when you come in and you realize what you have for that small amount of money, it's like creating a legacy that's going to outlast me. It's going to go to my children and my children's children. And 900,000 plus can't be wrong. We are everything from construction workers to doctors, to people working in science, to waitresses. Like, we are such a diverse community. Now, don't you think in that group, like me, there was ones that said, "Oh, technology, yeah, count me in, I'm in, sign me up." And there was ones like my husband saying, "Oh, wait a second, let's look at this a little longer." But they all caught the vision, Calvin. And that is key. We are looking for visionaries.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You couldn't have said it better, because we always say this, even our CEO himself, Mr. Ash Mufara, says that it's not everyone who can become a founder. We are looking for those people, because firstly, in order to be a part of ONPASSIVE, You need to see the vision that Mr. Mofare is putting forward. So if you cannot see that vision, we do not want people who are not visionaries and passive. We want people who can see the vision and understand, you know, the quality of the business and just how much an impact is going to make when it's launched to the world. You know, I just get so excited when I think about what is really going to happen when the world knows about ONPASSIVE. I can promise you, people's lives are going to be changed, and those who do not see the vision, a lot of people are just going to kick themselves. And you know, fortunately, there's still going to be room for them to come in as customers and as resellers. So you know, as Mr. Mofare says, no one is going to be left behind. You know, this is an opportunity of a gentleman that's got, I mean, he's got the education. I mean, he's got a master's in information technology. He's been doing online business for the past 25 years. So we have somebody who knows what he's talking about, somebody who walks the talk, you know, really who walks the talk, who can really take us and lead us into that world, you know, of total time freedom and financial freedom that so many of us need, you know. You know, I did a show a few months back. I went and I looked at the stats in South Africa of how many people are going to have nothing to live on when they go to retirement. And I know it's not only in my country. You know, a lot of countries, a lot of people are going to retire and they won't have anything to live on. A lot of people are going to struggle because in the life that we live today, you know, things are expensive. It's a little difficult to save whatever you have, you know, for your retirement. So here's a company that is speaking, you know, outliving us and going to our generations and their generations after. It's just incredible, my leader. Incredible.
Oh, it's exciting. And yeah, I 100% agree with you, because being here in Canada, you know, part of North America, you know, compared to other countries, our income is a lot greater than many countries around the world. And yet, even with that, there are people, tons, that do not have anything for when they retire, and they just keep working past 60, 65 because they just cannot retire. You know, one day on the show, I talked to a financial advisor that is a founding member in ONPASSIVE, and he said he's done. He's not doing that anymore. He's 100% working with his ONPASSIVE business to grow his network, because he said he was advising hundreds of people, and you put away this and you know this much, and at the end of it they barely had anything, because of course cost keeps going up, housing, everything. And he said it's just not worth it for what is going to happen for us as founders with ONPASSIVE is nothing compared to trying to save this little bit here and there throughout your lifetime. So I'm happy. I mean, I originally bought one position, my husband bought, and now I total have 7 positions, because it's like having 7 different income streams that each are going to be earning on its own. Now, consider this, folks. If you have one position, we have over 50 products. Now, each of those things are like a business on its own. So you have one position, and say this 5 is 50 different products. Now it's like you all of a sudden have 50 ways of earning. Now, hold on, because ONPASSIVE won't stop there. As founders, we have inside information. We understand what the CEO is sharing with us, and he's talking about things he's going to keep upping and growing ONPASSIVE. So we may come in with, say, these 50 products and have all the stream coming in for a revenue, but it's going to keep going. and growing and growing. So it is really hard to fully explain ONPASSIVE because it is so huge. It is truly, Charles Osong often says, it is a internet quake. Like it is truly gonna rock the internet. Sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, I like the way you put it there, because that is what I always say. That you know, it's hard to explain on passive to a person. You cannot just describe it in simple wording. You know, the only thing that needs to happen, and then we also don't want to be mistaken as saying that we're recruiting people to come and join us. But what we're saying is that if you truly want to know what ONPASSIVE is, the best position will be as a founder. Get inside, and then, man, you'll be blown away, you know. And then we also say that if it's not for you, that is okay, because not everybody can be a founder. We will gladly give you your money back, and there are going to be no questions asked. Not for you. Just contact our support, ask for a refund. It is done. Because you know, some businesses, when you become a member, you join, and you know they will give you so much hassle. When you want your refund, you must fill this form. You need to motivate why you want your refund. Somebody must go and escalate it. Somebody must approve it. You know, and then it takes forever because as a way of trying to discourage people to ask for their refund. But ONPASSIVE says, hey, not for you, not a problem. We understand. We wish you well in whatever you want to do. We'll give you your refund. But just know that you will be walking out of a gold mine. Definitely, you know, Marina Favit, I like the way she puts it when she says that should somebody come and become a founder in ONPASSIVE, and then knowing what we know, you still go back and ask for your money. You really need to have your head checked.
Well, you know, that's an excellent point, because I was talking to my daughter who bought a position, okay? And she said to me, like, she may be logged in once to her back office. She's not a techie, and like anything, social media, any of that, it's just not her thing. She just doesn't bother with it. So she said to me one day, sorry, daughter, I'm saying sorry to my daughter ahead of time, but she said to me, Mom, I don't know if this ONPASSIVE thing is for me. Like, I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything key. I think I should probably give up my position. And I said, have you lost your mind, child? I said, so I want to say to people, you know, if you're nervous and you're thinking, well, yeah, I can't go online. I can't work online. I don't know anything about that. So this isn't going to be for me. But you know what? The beauty of this company is you don't have to be a techie. You could have zero experience. You could barely know how to set up an email account. It doesn't matter, because ONPASSIVE is so set up with the AI, the kind of technology that it has is that it will get everything in order for you. You're going to get a choice of a domain name. You're going to get a website. You're going to get all the advertising done for you. The traffic, it's going to send traffic to your website. Say people say, yeah, I want in. What's this all about? I want to sign up. There's customer service. They're going to look after them. They're going to sign them up. You know what? As soon as you get a customer, cha-ching, your online wallet will show your profit. And that's all. You don't even have to wait for the month end or something. If you have X amount of apples in your wallet and you want to take them out, take them out. They're yours. Go ahead. You know, so that's what I said to my daughter. I said, you know, there's nothing much. You basically, it's like flipping the light switch at home. That's really how easy it is.
Everything is just plug and play, as they say. Just plug and play. And you know, the point that you're making there about people thinking that because they don't have any IT background. They know nothing about technology. That is taken care of. I was speaking to leader Redfern the other day. I was sitting chatting with him. He says, "Look at me, and I don't have any IT background. I know nothing about technology. I'm a chef by profession, but he's a leader now in ONPASSIVE, and I'm a leader in Marina Favet. He's got no IT background, nothing about technology. She used to have beauty salons and hair salons, but she's a leader today in ONPASSIVE." Which just goes to tell you, we've got people from all walks of life. Like you said earlier, we have Dr. Bill Williams, the dentist who just retired. We have Charles Osong, who's in IT, he's been doing it for 30 years. We've got people, I've got zero IT background myself. I haven't done anything that's got to do with IT. I don't know anything. The only thing that I know is, as Mr. Ash Mufari would put it, ONPASSIVE will do all the work, and you are just going to sit there and be the hero. Case closed. It is done for you. So, people should really be not deterred by the fact that they do not know anything about technology. I mean, we even have, in one of our WhatsApp groups, we have pensioners who have joined ONPASSIVE. They know nothing about technology. All they know is that, there's a company that's going to launch and just take care of their bottom line. That's all that you need to know. Just join ONPASSIVE and wait. Don't wait for ONPASSIVE to launch and join. You must join and just sit tight and let all the brilliant minds in Hyderabad do the work. And then, boom, we've got a company that is going to do everything for us. Absolutely a breath of fresh air, my leader, Tyra.
So true. You really said it. That's so true. Yes.
Oh, man. This ONPASSIVE. Now, my leader, we have a portfolio of 50 products. We know it is plus minus 50. When we launch, we're not going to launch obviously with all of them, and then others will be added as and when we go and grow. Now, which product? I'm not going to say your favorite, but I'm just going to ask because we spoke about it earlier that once you become a member of ONPASSIVE, now you're a founder. You know what you know. You start looking around now, how you can now help in the communities, how you can change other people's lives, how you can touch lives. So which one of those products is going to be a tool for you to use to certainly, do some changes in your community?
It is so tough. That's probably for me one of the toughest questions because each product itself is absolutely amazing. And it would benefit anyone because in our day and age, we use all kinds of products online these days, all kinds of software. But, I must speak about OBLESS, and I know many people speak about it, but there's a reason why we all gravitate to it. So when I told you that I signed up right away as soon as I knew that it was a tech company, and then I got a chance to go to one of the founders' webinars, and Ash Mufari was there. First time I saw him, first time I met him. And here's this man talking about what is the sense of me getting wealthier and wealthier and having more and more and more if I know there are children without shoes on their feet, there are people drinking dirty water, on and on. Well, I began to weep because my husband and I were in church service. He was associate pastor. I was running drop-in center for young children, after-school programs, things like that in our local church. And I had the opportunity on several occasions to go to other countries. I was in Vietnam, I was in Cambodia. And as we were there, I saw for myself women cooking off little, they had put together wood from the trees, and that was their cupboard. They had like a dugout area where water would gather, but it was very dirty, and they were taking water from there. We were at an orphanage, and we were painting and building fences for them. And the pastor was running around working as hard as any of us, and he had no shoes. And I saw firsthand, you know, as I said, I'm in North America, and we have poverty here, don't get me wrong, but our poverty is very different compared to other countries. You know, often poverty here, we have avenues to get assistance. We have ways, you know, economical housing and different, you know, but in other countries that doesn't exist. If you don't work and you don't have opportunity, you don't eat. And it's just that simple. And, you know, when I heard Ash talking about this and my background in what my husband and I had done for 15 years, I just knew this company is for me. And when I saw OBLESS, one of our products, which is like a crowdfunding, a campaign platform that we can set up for certain, you know, maybe someone has a medical need, or maybe they need housing, or maybe they need a well, or, you know, and we can crowdfund. And the thing that really was interesting is, as founders, we have a back office. So every time, once we launch, every time we go in there, we're going to see our wallet, but we're also going to be able to see different campaigns and suggestions to come donate. Now consider, if I set up a campaign, say for that pastor and his wife and the orphanage they were running, if I set up a campaign and asked each founder to donate $1, consider, we may be 1 million founders when we launch. You know, so when I think of what OBLESS can do globally, it just blows my mind. And I'm just one person. Imagine all the other people that have a heart to help whoever. You know, maybe there's kids that they're so smart. They don't have a way of getting into school, getting into college or university. Well, we can create campaigns, legitimate campaigns, and be able to help them with OBLESS. And the thing of it is, many companies take anywhere from 17 to, I think, about 35% off the top. So you consider your full donation wouldn't go to that particular cause. We're not doing that with ONPASSIVE. We're not doing that with OBLESS, because we want to bless humanity. So that's one of my faves. So there it is.
Wow. You know, Leader Tyra, you know, when we sit and chat about ONPASSIVE, it just keeps getting better and better and better. You know, it really does. It just keeps getting better. Because here's a gentleman who, this is a well thought out program. You know, Mr. Mofore has thought about everything. That is why, you know, he's taking his time, making sure that, you know, all the loose ends are tied up, so that when we eventually present this gigantic company to the world, you know, we know that there's no going back, there's no turning back. You know, and you know, with OBLESS, it's who we are at ONPASSIVE. It defines us. Because like I said earlier, I think we have all become our CEO. We have started thinking like him. Because I think in all of us, you know, we all have those small causes that we would like to advance. And we know of families that we can buy a bag of sugar, you know, a loaf of bread. That is so much that we can do with what we have. But now, if we presented with this huge opportunity of saying now we can really go out there and really change lives. You know, we're talking about building schools. We're talking about housing the homeless. You know, we're talking about feeding the hungry. You know, it's really a blessing. And, you know, sometimes it just brings a tear to the eye to know that, you know, you're part of something that that's gonna change humanity in ways you could have never imagined, you know, if it was not for Mr. Mosiooa himself. It really is a blessing. And you know, I always say this, that even those founders of us who just came here for the money, you cannot help but be transformed, because now
Yes.
you're becoming a part of this community of loving people who all speak love. You know,
Yeah.
the value that $97 buys you is more than anything you can ever spend in $97 on. You know, you mentioned it earlier, you know, $97 in North America, it covers dinner for you, yourself, and your husband. Same in my country. When I take my wife out and my kids, we need to go there. I must buy dessert. I must buy the main course. We must buy drinks. It's easily $97 that I'm going to spend in the evening. $97. I cannot go back to the restaurant tomorrow and say, hey guys, yesterday I was here and I spent $97 yesterday. So can you advance me with a burger today? I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? So with ONPASSIVE, you know, you $97 is going to plant a seed. That seed that is going to grow, and my God, once it grows, it's going to be so huge. It's just going to, you know, change the way business is done on the internet. You know, Mr. Mosiooa is a man who says this company is built to put people first, not the other way around, where companies are built to put profits first. You know,
Yes.
so people are living in luxurious houses. One guy lives in a house that's got 13 bedrooms. What are you doing in a house that's got 13 bedrooms when people are homeless out there? People are driving 7 cars. What are you doing with 7 cars when people are walking miles to go and fetch water, to go to school, you know, without shoes, you know? So it really, my leader, is mind-blowing what ONPASSIVE is. And you know, any advice that you would like to give to our audience, people who are listening now, people who are watching, or other people who are going to come across the recording? What is the advice that you can give, Tyra, my leader?
Well, you know, first and foremost, I must say, I believe in the Bible. I believe in God. And God says you are blessed to be a blessing. And I truly believe that is something that I see with Passive. We are going to be so blessed that we can turn around and bless others. So I want to encourage anyone that is listening to this today or in the days and months to follow, you know, if you're in a place that you have struggled, look at ONPASSIVE. Check it out. The company has a huge, amazing webpage, onpassive.com. You'll find everything you need to know there. Product, CEO information, locations. We have blogs, we have testimonies. It's just packed full. But, you know, if you're looking to deal with your own issues of financial freedom, this is the place to look. And then you're going to have that time freedom. You're going to be freed up, and then you can go and bless others. Because isn't that what it's about? I firmly believe God put us on this earth so that we could connect with each other, that we could help each other. Not a dog-eat-dog world where I'm stepping on you to get ahead. That's not a heart of love. And ONPASSIVE is very centered around the thing of helping each other. It's like what you're doing here, Calvin, what I do on my show. You know, people come join my team, people come join other people's teams. It doesn't matter because we're all going to win. We're all helping each other. So I really encourage you folks, have a look at this. Do your due diligence, as they say, and check it out, because it is truly worth it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well put there. Well said, my leader. You know, we can never thank Mr. Mosiooa enough. We can never really, there are no words. All 950,000 of us that we can put together, that can be enough to thank this human being. you know, who uses his education, he uses his experience on the internet. He says, look, I've done enough for myself and my family. But that is still not enough, because I cannot go to bed knowing that somewhere someone is going to bed hungry. It just eats away at my soul. I need to do something about it. So let me invite other like-minded people so that we can come together and do something about this. And you know, when George Bezos started Amazon, a few years after it was up and running, he went and he gave away shares. You know, people bought those shares, and then Amazon, we know that to date they have created about 42,000 millionaires. But now Mr. Ashmofara says this is not about money. We are not about money. We want to create 1 million Mother Teresas out there. We want to make people out there. I mean, if there's 1 million Mother Teresas, you know, can we imagine the ground that we can cover? Because we've got people in North America, South America, in Asia, Africa, Europe, you name it. 212 countries, ONPASSIVE is there. And all it takes to become a part of this incredible opportunity is that one-time fee of $97 that buys you the position of becoming a founder. It gives you that privilege, what do I want to say? It gives you the first hand. You know, you get first hand opportunity. Because where in these days of people making money and always in a rush, you get a CEO who makes time to sit on a webinars and explain to us how far we are, how we need to go to get there, and how we're going to get there. It's a blessing, you know. You really, and also when the business launches, there's also be another one-time fee that's going to be paid just to activate our subscriptions. Then I mean, it's a plus minus give and take $350 to become a part of this giant company that's going to outlive you, next generation and the generations after. Because we also know that ONPASSIVE is a willable business. You can do a will and specify that when my time comes, I want to leave it to my kids. So it's just absolutely unbelievable, my leader. It was an absolute pleasure sitting with you tonight. I really do appreciate it a lot. God bless you. God bless your heart. And then it's leaders like you, I said, you know, who inspire me to do what I do. Because when I joined ONPASSIVE, I looked at your show, the Check Away with Tyra. I go in there, I see you interviewing people, ordinary people sharing their stories. Some are professionals, some, you know, all walks of life. Then I become inspired. Let me do the same thing for the people in my country. Let me just sit on these webinars, invite people, real people who can come and share their stories. So today, you certainly did share yours. It's an inspiration. I hope my brothers and sisters will listen to this and take it to heart and just come and just take a look at ONPASSIVE. No one is saying people must join. We're saying they must just come, just take a look. You know, they just owe it to themselves. They owe it to their loved ones to have a look at this. My leader, your last words, then we say goodbye.
Calvin, thank you. It was such a pleasure and such an honor to meet you face to face in this way and to be on your show. I so appreciate what you're doing. Thank you, and many blessings to you also.
Thank you so much. We will be seeing again. The invitation is certainly going to be extended as we grow as a company, and then we talk about other things, where we are, where we are going. You know, the charities we have changed, things that we have done as ONPASSIVE. There's still a lot of work to be done. Certainly, invitations are going to be coming back your way. Thank you so much, Lila Tyra Nigabel from Vancouver Island in Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all that we had time for tonight. I thank you. I leave you with the words of Richard Branstein when he says, when somebody offers you an opportunity, you don't know what it's all about, just say yes and you will learn later. So says a man who has an interest in over 400 projects. He says, somebody comes to me and say, have a look at this. I say yes, and then I learn after. We leave you in those words. God bless you wherever you are. And we love you so much. Thank you so much. Good night. Bye-bye, Tara. You have yourself a great day going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.